Alright guys, today we're going to talk about the resume objective and reasons why you should not include it in the resume at all. Now, this is a very important thing because I still see this in many resumes that I'm receiving on a daily basis. And the reason why I'd like to knock this and throw this out the window is because it takes up the most valuable real estate on your resume. It's like if you were to show up in an audition, you only have a set amount of seconds to actually make an impression. So you really want to put your best foot forward because you are going to get the most reading time here in this section. I just want to clarify for you all what is a resume objective. Resume objective is that thing at the top that a lot of people want to write about why they're applying for a position and what position they're applying for. It's like to obtain a job within healthcare administration or to obtain a job working at Taco Shack. I don't know. And there are 3 reasons why you should not have a resume objective on your resume. Reason number 1, it is already implied that you want that specific position. So if you say something like to obtain a position within healthcare administration and I'm a healthcare recruiter, I obviously know that you want the position. I just don't think it's necessary because this just says something that's already implied within your application. Reason number 2, recruiters are more interested in the value that you have to offer them rather than what you were trying to seek from an employment. So if you think about it, an objective says something like, I want to obtain a job within healthcare administration, or I want to obtain a job within operations management. Now, if you think about it, you're talking about what your needs are, and if you know anything about psychology, people are a lot more interested in themselves. And if recruiters have 6 to 7 seconds to look at a specific resume, they're going to be looking at what interests them the most. And so I recommend for people not to necessarily showcase what they want, but instead showcase what value they have to offer. And thing number 3 is they are very outdated. And this is just my personal recommendation. Don't include it. This is something that people used to do 10 to 15 years ago, a lot more often than they do now. For me, when I see a resume objective, it seems to be coming from somebody who just looked at a resume template and saw that an objective was at the very top. For me, I think there's a much better way to do this. Don't do it. That's my advice. Instead, what I recommend is writing a summary of qualifications because this actually can showcase the value you have to offer as a professional instead of showcasing what you want. And here's how to write one. Like I said earlier, guys, people are a lot more interested in filling that position. And so recruiters are quickly scanning the resumes to see if you have that value. So I recommend, number 1, looking very closely at the job postings and tailoring your summary statement towards those. That's not saying that you need to be a chameleon and change every single different summary statement or brand statement based on the job posting. What I'm saying here is collect 7 or 8 job postings, look at what the core requirements are for most of them, and craft your statement based on that. The second thing you want to do is actually craft that statement, and so what I recommend doing is coming up with your best 3 to 4 assets as a professional and including them at the top. Lengthwise, I do recommend writing 3 or 4 sentences if you're starting out in your career or at the beginning of your career of why you would be a good fit for that type of position. I usually recommend a 1/6 to an 1/8 of the entire length of the resume to include there for a summary statement. And one more thing after that, just make sure that the 3 or 4 assets that you bring to the table are a really good match for the job posting. And just to open up your mind a little bit, the things you can include in that are possibly accomplishments you've done in the past. They can be skills that you have. They can be how much experience you have within your given field. This really is your one opportunity to be creative within the resume because when it comes to it at the end of the day, this is a marketing piece and this is your opportunity to showcase something at the very top that you want to showcase to recruiters. All right, and finishing it up, I hope you found this to be a very valuable thing to include within your arsenal of resume writing. Once again, we recommend replacing your resume objective with a summary of qualifications or a brand statement because it showcases the value you have to offer rather than what you want from employment. Once again, my name is Villanueva. I'm a certified professional resume writer. I recommend you subscribe to our channel. We give lots of really good tips and check out our blog because we do show really cool things about how to actually write resume objectives. And sometimes it's a lot easier to read this than watch it on YouTube. Thanks, we appreciate it, and we'll talk to you later.